like we're playing the Modern Cursestrad, but it's changed, transformed, and we're playing in the system and the setting of Frostmark RPG. Everything created by moi. There's a content warning of tonight of bad language, heavy topics, gothic horror, and perhaps some gore. We shall see. With me, I am a wonderful cast of players. I got Daphne, I Crave Violence, our Malakim soldier played by Suko. I am stuck in a plane that will soon come here and join us. We hope. Then we got Leonard, I'm being stalked and I don't like it. Our half of a duelist played by Pepper. Hello, welcome.
Yes. Updated info.
Soul of the Starter, Tiefling Bar, played by Hester, the soul of the party. How you do? How you be?
Aye.
Hi.
No quick jokes. Nope, nothing. Brain dead. Yes.
Alright, and then we got the reasonable but unstable Styrex, our Tiefling Elementalist, played by Neorak. Hello, welcome.
Hi!
Hi!
That's smarter than normal. As them distance.
Okay, so if Suko is not here, and Hess went through last time, and Neo wrote it, that means Pepper retells.
Pepper retells.
Pepper
That
story
is-
time.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh boy. I have to talk about my own conversation stuff.
Well, Frank,
Yeah,
quickly. TLDR.
Yes, no. We started with the talk between Leo and the Countess after the ball. But I think first of all was like definitely Sol and Styrex had something happen in the ballroom where like the vampires got even more loose and wanted to eat the musicians. But his name? Something with L, but the main guy after Rahadis was gone said like, no, Sardania wanted... What? Lucresh? Lucresh, yeah. Damn it, I forgot a name, how dare I. Yes, he said like, Sardania wanted them to stay alive, and we don't really want to kill them, and then Baska was like, well, this one already has like no liver, so maybe that one is overdue anyhow. We can't really save them, and so the few of the vampires, including his Marc, started to feast on that poor soul, being still charmed, or at least something that keeps them from, really caring about it. Eerily so. And meanwhile, Stradan and Leo talked about, and Leo made clear that if there's like anything going forward, he needs to like understand what actually happened, because he can't just stay in the darkness and just accept everything. But there was Serenia wasn't really happy when Leo asked about what happened at the wedding. And after some arguing and her getting more and more angry that this perfect moment got broken, and her willingness to bind Leo to her, she like finds like this last straw to tell Leo to leave. And so he does. And find the pool in Krezk to figure out what happened. And so Leo does that. On his way outside, he meets the silver-haired vampire with the amulet, who talks shit to Leo. Maybe from what we heard later, maybe makes a lot of sense, but in that point it was just shit talking. So after Leo tried to get him to tell what's going on or why he's like listening and what's his deal, he doesn't really give an answer, so he just continues on and gets Rahadis to get the others and be teleported. And after Rohadis gets the info from the Countess that we should go to the lake in Krezk, which is probably interesting for her to hear that. She does her best to, teleport us and the wagon all the way over to the outskirts of Krezk. And from there, Leo finally opened up to the rest of what happened, and we decide to move on and get into the city before we have to sleep outside in the cold. So we do end up near the gates very late in the night, and so the guards are very suspicious of us, but through a lot of talking and having wine to sell and being followers of the Morning Lord, at least the other three, we were able to somehow convince them to get the two tieflings into the city, and help them, promise to help them out if they do so. And they do talk about how people have gone missing, kids have been gone missing, to be more specific, and sheep, and that there have been like footsteps of like different animals, like lizards and wolves and whatever. And they have not really found who it is, and they decided then to like have a search party. And part of that search party was the son of Burgomaster of Krezk, which we meet, and is the one that let us in and talk with us. And yeah, the son unfortunately gone missing as well, in that because he like separated from the group, if I remember correctly. And on that, because of that, another person that I'm not sure the relationship exactly, but definitely had like a good relationship with the Burgomaster, decided to go out on his own and find him, and came back heavily wounded. And the wife of the Burgomaster, this was then felt like it was like owed to do her best to save him, because he tried to find her son. And so she then went to what we assume to be Razius, the mentor of, or more like father figure of Daphne.
Mhm.
To
And the
be...
guy actually died from his wounds.
Yes, he died.
Yes.
Died. Exactly, yeah. And so some sort of resurrection was done there, because he is back alive now, although he is weird and hungry. And not many words. And in order to, get that freed, she needed to give over a finger. Right, one finger? Yeah, sure.
Two.
What was 2 fingers? Right,
Yeah,
I was like
2
thinking 1 or 2. Yeah, 2 fingers. Which is weird. We don't really know. I mean, Daphne knows Razius, but the rest of us doesn't really know them. So, pretty interesting to force that to be resurrected. And yeah, they also talked about how at first they thought that Razius was follower of the Morning Lord, but it seemed like things got a little bit more weird as time went on, and they more and more distanced themselves from that person, because like they heard maybe bad things, or that was more, wanted. We don't really know. And so, because it was still very late, we decided to go to bed. Before that, or while we're going to bed, Daphne opened up a lot more with all the revelations about Razius. She's very unsure of who that person is now, and if it's still the same, and how we would ever be able to defeat a foe that could, darken a true celestial. And we tried our best to keep her up and promised to her that, well, Styrex and Leo promised to her that they'll stay alive as much as they can. And so after that, we went to bed. But then in the early morning, Leo got called by a voice, familiar but unfamiliar. And feeling the pull to follow the voice to the outside, he did so, up to the pool that he was meant to go to. And there, as he was staring into the water, he got his vision again, but this time perfectly clear. And as he was going to the wedding with the blue-haired, blue-eyed, similar-looking woman to Stradania, it turns out that it was actually Serena, the sister of Stradania, who was my bride and wanted to be wedded, but Stradania came in and killed her with the onyx blade, and then talks about the voice and that she had to do it, and there was a lot of anger, like unspeakable anger, and then the one for release, and Emmerich just rushed out, wanting to be released from this pain and anger, and got embraced by the sun in a very painful way, but still embraced, as Stradania tried to prevent that. And we just saw like the mist rise as Emmerich tried to get to the sun and meet its embrace. And then Liu woke up again, looking into the clear water.
Indeed. Thank you very much.
Invincibility. Okay.
Let's return to where we were.
Pushes back in nearby enemies and boosts nearby allies' critical hit chance by 25% for 6 seconds. That's why it's so fucking good. Okay.
Sweet, sweet misery. A momentous source of clarity. Confusion absolving into profound truth. But soon, spawning questions in turn. The vision leaves your chest heaving from adrenaline and revelation. But the gleaming water sheds no more light, illuminates no path of process, neither peace. That is entirely left in your hands. So, what is next? What horrors, triumphs, and secrets shall we discover? What sweet, sweet misery will we indulge in? Where do you go from here, Leo?
And Leo just looks into the water for a bit. It's like different emotions. He like feels the emotion from the vision going through him. just seems very sad at the end, and then he looks like out and like not shouts, but like something and says like, "Serena, you still here?"
There's a heavy silence. But then, for just a second, you can feel a hand place itself on your shoulder. But then it dissipates.
Sorry for coming back, but I'll make sure you get released from this place, like every other soul. Supposed to be here. Oh well. I wanted truth and I got it. And he like gets up. And he doesn't want to leave the warm circle around the fountain, or the warmer circle. But then decides to step back into the cold and head back to the house of the master.
Okay.
I'm looking up a
Still,
little guide here on the talent tree.
Krezk is just starting to wake up.
Love the talent trees here.
And you don't see any souls still on the streets of Krezk. And when you tiptoe into the burgomaster's house once again, it is still silent.
Please headshot bonus.
And you might be able to squeeze in an hour or two more of sleep if you're able to.
He definitely would try to just go back into the bedroll and just like look at the ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
just still feeling like the pain and the emotion overwhelm him for a while. Yeah.
Alright. Okay. Morning eventually comes, and Sol, Sarx, you find yourself waking up earlier than the other two in the room.
Okay, Styrax will actually just like look at the rest of them sleeping and guessing, well, it's always like this, and she will just like, as morning routine, she will just like open her notebook and start just researching on pretty much spells, and she seems to be trying to cast trying to learn some spells, like trying to make the verbal components or anything. Just like thinking Leo is asleep.
All right. And Sol?
I think, didn't you say like Soul is like sleep? Oh, it's one two people. I'm assuming it's Daphne and
Yes.
Leo, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, alright. Soul wakes up and head pounding, probably from the wine that he's been consuming. And he looks around and says, "Huh, that's usually those two are awake before me. So something must happen, or they're just very tired. Which either way makes sense.
and Soul will just go up and go outside and find the restroom or somewhere to take a leak in. Probably. So, yeah.
Well, there is an outhouse, but you can also create yellow snow if you want to.
For public decency, I'll just use the outhouse
For sure.
because the Krezk is Krezk is unfamiliar territory for Soul, and he doesn't know exactly what makes them tick. So, being his usual self probably might not fly here. So, yeah. As much as he wants to yellow snow, I think holding up a good image might benefit the rest. So,
All right, it's fine. All right. When you come back inside, everybody is sitting by the table, eating a breakfast. You can see Anna by the stove, currently making. There's a lot of breakfast going on, but it's of course limited to what the Krezkite can create. And you see these steamed vegetables, these hearty kind of winter vegetables, kind of being stewed in some kind of sheep's milk. And then there seems to be some kind of ham that is sizzling in a pan. And it fills the air, and you definitely start salivating from it. Dimitri looks very tired, but gives you a nod, not much more than that. Like, he watches you very carefully as you make your way through his house. He trusts, for now, Daphne in keeping you in check, but he watches you as you go.
Take it away.
And Mirko is sitting by the resurrected one, is sitting by the table, not giving you any heat at all, and is eating a lot. It's like not even chewing sometimes. It's just stuffing his face constantly and just forcing it down.
I'm very excited.
wait, did they say how long that he's been doing like that? Right? How long has he been doing things like that?
I think Dimitri said yesterday that it's been just a day or two.
Oh, okay.
Since Mirko came back, since Anna came back from the abbot.
Oh, okay.
With Mirko resurrected.
Okay. Alright. And Starex is here in this room as well. Yeah?
Yeah, once Daphne wakes up and goes up for breakfast, Starex will actually follow her.
All right, and you three kind of convene in the breakfast room, or on the top floor, from the basement. Leo seems to be heavily sleeping or not really into it, so we leave him alone for a bit longer. You sit down by the table, and Anna gives you a hearty breakfast.
So we'll just diligently be very careful. Be nice. And just stay silent.
Styrax is thinking about, I don't need to talk anymore, and just simply will kindly nod, trying to say thank you without saying any words.
Yeah, that's it. It's just a silent breakfast. Just,
It's a little bit awkward. Indeed, it's silent breakfast. Anna at least tries to give you a bit of a shy smile, a bit of a nod, trying to make you feel more comfortable, and like asks if you want seconds and stuff like that. She really tries. As soon as Mirko has finished his second plate, he, without saying anything, he just kind of holds out his plate. That's been licked clean, and he kind of moans towards Anna, and Anna kind of wipes away some sweat from her forehead. And you've had quite enough, just a little bit more, but you don't seem really well. Come here. And she gives him a little bit more on the plate, and kind of using it as bait. She walks into one of the side rooms, and Mirko follows, follows the food, falling for the bait, and she disappears inside of that room with Mirko. There seems to be some soft sounds that coming from there, but nothing that catches your attention, and Dimitri kind of looks up with a furrowed brow and like watch this whole thing go down, and then looks down into his food, still like scowling. It gets more awkward after that because Anna is gone and Dimitri doesn't even try to be hospitable. But
Oh yeah, understandable. It's always like I take no offense to that.
but
Starbucks will actually get one sheet of paper out and write on it. Is this what you mean yesterday? And gave it to Dimitri.
he's kind of doesn't touch it at first. He just looks at it suspiciously. But then he reads the words, looks up at you. Oh, what do you mean? This is of what? What are you referring to?
We'll write. Okay. We'll write again. You mean this? Meaning the attitude he has right now, licking the entire plate. I didn't notice, and we'll give it to him again.
Yes, we're all very happy that Mirko is back with us, but we're hoping it's going to get better with time. I sometimes ask, honestly, the Morning Lord and Anna if this is good for him. Maybe it would have been better to just let him rest in peace. But Anna could not have let her last piece of family die.
Has there been other cases such as this? Did anybody here did the same thing what Anna did?
Not in a very long time.
Oh yeah.
There were some accidents, not deaths. When he first came to us and we sought some help, but after we started hearing these strange sounds, and quite honestly, he's quite unhumanoid behavior. We stopped interacting with him and thought it wasn't worth it. Anna is the first one to make contact with him in a very long time.
Starbucks will write again on the paper. I'm actually good with magic. I know you don't trust me, but I'm willing to, even in front of you, having anyone try looking at me, try to see if there's any magic on him, and give him the paper.
He kind of pushes it away immediately and says, There's already been enough magic going on. Already made him this way. I won't have you fiendish magic touch him. I just want.
Just killing the horde here.
Stavros just nods and just takes the paper back to her notebook.
Yeah. At that point, is so clean probably his plate. So he sees that and starts, and sees the other side, like clean plate and all, and starts cleaning that up and asks Dimitri's like, "Where do you put your dirty dishes?"
Anna usually takes care of it, but you know, you can just place it over there, and I think she will handle it, I'm sure.
There's a new weapon over here.
All right, and he just starts cleaning it up and goes where there is, and starts, laying and come back down. Says,
I'd rather save my money for the next one.
Is Krezk have been usually been this,
I would take booms, but
wary on everything?
or just drop.
Wary.
Especially when it comes to magic. Has there been an event where it leads to this type of behavior to all of you, or?
Wary. We have been vigilant all this time, ever since this strange curse has been fallen these lands. We have taken care of our own and warded ourselves from everything, and we have survived. I've heard some news of what has happened in the village of Barovia, especially after that uprising they did. They're fallen. I've heard news that the village is not like it used to be. And Vallaki, well, sometimes we do trade, but I would never step within 10 meters of that madman Vargas. Or his father. His father was even worse.
Sure, I'm just gonna throw it.
Wait, did you Bex, did you say Vallaki uprising? Or are you
No,
confusing?
the village of Barovia uprising.
Vallaki
Yes.
uprising. There's a. Oh, did we catch
Yeah, we knew
that
about
out of
that.
character? Okay, alright.
Yeah, that was where the mentor of
Okay.
Styrex we think might be involved.
Okay, alright.
Also, you heard from Father Donovich that his son, Duro, got swept up into it, and he was the only one who returned from the castle, but
I didn't see anything.
different.
Okay.
Is there a way through?
And
So,
Vargas is not a tower
Vargas-
anymore, so
Yeah, the Vargas is the one we uprise against,
Mhm.
right? Okay.
now
No.
Lady Wakta's.
Yeah.
The uprising was the...
He's talking about what we did.
Oh.
We kind
Well,
of did
we-
also an uprising.
Yeah,
in a way.
Yeah,
we
that's
did
true.
cause a revolution, so...
That's true. You did aid in that, but he doesn't seem to know about it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be like... well... Vargas is gone.
What?
The people of Vallaki stand
Yes.
up against him.
Is Victor then in charge? Has he died?
I'm probably not gonna.
Victor is also
I don't know.
gone.
Well, the old family of Valakis. Then what about Lydia?
It depends a lot on.
Last time I've heard, Lydia is off somewhere.
As well.
So none of the Valakovich family is in...
No,
Morning,
not
Lord.
at all.
I don't know if this is good or if it is bad. I mean, at least he was God-fearing.
I just know a friend
Yes,
of mine has.
it
one
is.
here present, so
Because
he
of
might
that,
have
the people open its doors and through Barovia, which allows trade to happen, strengthening it even further.
The Valaki has opened their gates.
They did.
Oh, no, Morning Lord, even they will fall now. No. As I thought, in the end, Krezk will be the last bastion.
What is your definition of falling?
I gave him a
Falling to
quick
the
chance.
influence of the fiend, of the cursed one.
There's another one.
And
Yeah,
you
there's
think
two.
that holding yourself in a singular spot would do
Like,
that?
good night.
We protect our own. We close our gate. You
You
are the
close your
first
gates.
travelers we've had in a very long time. This is different, but only because we're so desperate right now. I don't
understand.
like you, of all of people, questioning me how things are run here.
Again, I'm sorry that I'm fiendish, but this must be the question that has to ask, because as far as I can see, one singular event could destroy this town. And your hard-headedness to not expose the other people to other influences, you're just making them weaker,
We stay
in my opinion.
out of her view, out of her mind.
Yes, for sure. I didn't mean openly attack, but openly ignored and not let the people experience what's happening. That's even worse. That makes them weak.
No, it's not weakness, it's purity. But you don't know anything about that. Now, and he like stands up and as quite intensely, so the kind of the chair gets pushed back behind him, skidding across the floorboards, with the kind of sound, you know.
Yeah, I'll just shout. Purity once foul can never be pure again, but that's what makes them stronger. And yeah, that's it.
I got things to do. You will find me out and about in Krezk doing my burgermaster duties. Now, please, as you promised, look into these things.
And we shall. May the Morning Lord guide you today. And yeah, I just okay. And I'll just go down, go down the basement.
Kind of storms out the door. Daphne looks at all of you and she says, I think I'm going to go around Krezk and see if I can find any peculiar tracks. You should go and wake up Leo, make sure everything is alright, and then we'll meet up later, yes?
Yeah.
Starbucks stops Daphne. You're not going anywhere with Rasius here.
Don't worry, Starix. I won't go up there.
I've heard someone.
I would just be around in the village,
Lightning didn't kill him,
looking at these tracks. They intrigue me.
so that's not that great.
Starbucks sighs and. All right.
Daphne pats your hand and heads out the door as well.
Wait, there's another side.
Starbucks just gets up, gets up, tries to clean the dirty dishes,
Alright.
Prostitution.
goes down.
Okay. So you two go down into the basement with Leo. Have Leo woken up or decided to be a part of the the world now?
I think he has definitely woken up,
Attack speed.
Mm-hmm.
but it's like the moment where like very comfortable in bed, and it just doesn't feel like doesn't have the motivation to just
Mm-hmm.
get up and about.
Yeah, that's the
But it's
one.
definitely like there again.
Alright. You see Sol and soon after Cyrix coming down the stairs.
Oh no,
There.
the bed has trapped him. You look mighty comfortable in there.
It is,
I'm guessing someone's overslept today.
Yeah. And you usually wake up before me. That's
Yeah.
Everything all right?
Usually I have a good sleep schedule, but I got interrupted this night. Unfortunately. Yeah, where's Daphne?
Yeah, look at Styrex. Soul looks at Styrex. Yeah.
She went to check some tracks around the village. It's better if actually wanted to accompany her, but she wanted to go alone. Pretty much.
Maybe she needs that right now.
Probably.
Well, um,
But what did interrupt your sleep, though?
s-
Yeah.
well, I was woken up by a voice, and that voice guided me towards the pond. You know the reason why we came here? And
Mhm.
seemed like no one was around, so I just tried to figure out the truth, I guess. Be
Wait,
ready.
did you figure it? Did you have another vision with it?
Yeah, when I went close, I did. I did a very clear one.
Mm.
All right, let's
So we'll
just.
Mm,
we'll go to the trapdoor and make sure it's closed real quick, so there's no sound coming out.
you
Because
can
Soul realized it's like it is probably very important, so I want to make sure like no one's hearing this.
you can see Starbucks as soon as she hears very clear. She just goes fast and sits down and opens her notebook, ready to write.
All right. Let's just rip the band-aid. So, Stradania actually has a sister,
Huh?
very similar looking to her, but with blue eyes.
Kinda like a twin.
Twin?
Yeah, kinda like a twin sister.
Hmm.
And Stradania never had blue eyes, and was never my bride or Emberic's bride.
It was her
Serena,
sister.
the
Ser-
sister.
that's her name.
Serena's her name.
Hmm.
And I saw that clear in that vision finally. And as I went to the altar with Serena, Stradania crashed the party and seemed like a lot of weird behavior. Seems like at least no one really was sure of what was going on. Seemed like she didn't give her blessing for this wedding. But when Serena thought that she might have changed her mind, it seemed like it was different. Instead, Stradania murdered her. And that's putting it kindly. She used the blade. I don't know if Starek saw it, but you saw it, so the onyx blade
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
seems like quite a powerful weapon. It just broke her apart. And yeah, that was something. And Stradania seemed taken aback, weirdly, after doing that. Talking about the voice, and she had to do this. And Emmerich just, after a moment of pure anger, wished nothing more but the release. And he got himself into the sun before Stradina could get him, and I just felt being burnt up by the sun. That's what the fire was. And I could just see the mist rise as Emmerich was burned to ash. And then I kind of woke up again.
Hmm.
So You are telling me that Stradania had a sister.
It's crazy.
Thanks
Twin
for
You
that.
were
sister.
you were supposed to marry her sister.
Yeah. But apparently was also into me. To
I
a point
mean,
that,
that we already knew.
Mm-hmm.
yes. I mean, it could have been faked, but that would seem nonsensical. Right now, it's hard to believe. I mean, I asked her about the blue eyes, and she just lied to me very, very strongly. Not that surprising now, is it? I'm a little bit disappointed, though, still. And sad, mostly. Seems like the voice I was hearing guided me to that pool boss arena. So even she couldn't escape the mist in time. The soul was trapped here, I think. Very sad.
You can just see Starbucks with a very thinking expression. But then, what is this all about? Your whole life? All this, the curse, everything because
I don't know. I don't know for sure. She did something. This onyx blade is probably not something she owned before. She did something. Some voice. And she got compelled to follow her feelings and kill her sister, I guess, very brutally. And I don't know if the mist was always meant to come, or if the mist came because Emmerich tried to flee, or both. I don't know what the plan of the voice was in all of this. If this always meant to be their domain, you know? I don't know. It definitely,
may,
I'm definitely, I mean, I'm thinking back to Madame Eva. I'm definitely responsible for the mist, so
maybe
I'm
the
probably
voice
part.
was the famous Father Knight.
Yeah, seems to fit the profile, doesn't he?
It does, but why would Father Knight wait? So if it was her sister,
He was also
who,
meant to become Empress, by the way, not Soranya.
that's the thing.
And I,
Maybe because Father Knight thought Stefania will be a better puppet.
yeah, that could be a good reason. Maybe the mist was not necessarily planned, but because of the power he gave her, possible. Hard to say. I do think I understand now why the Barovians are hated by her, though. They seem to stand by the true Empress after all that went down, as did part of the court. Probably also explains the diminishing of it.
And probably this is just a silly question because probably you didn't notice, but during the whole thing, did you notice any familiar faces that we
I,
saw already now?
yeah, I did notice a few. I didn't notice Alphonse, like the muscular guy, and uh, the prince, Ariel. I think it's one sense.
Yeah.
Ariel, yeah. Mhm. And I did also notice Rahada's being close to the door. But before Stratania came in, Emmerich definitely knew everyone there. And the vision was a little bit blurry outside of the focus, so I couldn't make out too many people.
So it's pretty much the court that right now Australia has.
They were probably mostly there. I mean, maybe there were some new people. I mean, she can make new vampires, and she said that some of them were her love interests. And I mean, she was planning to turn me, a love interest, into a vampire, so it's not impossible that some other beforehand had the same treatment. So maybe not everyone was at the wedding that we saw in the court, but most of them, a lot of them, probably. True. I should say, didn't quite. It was like on the edge of my vision. Did you like hear and see the silver-haired vampire? I don't know. I don't think Styrix interacted with him, but me and Saul had a weird interaction, I might say, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the necklace of the silver dragon
Oh, yeah.
boss people.
Yes.
He seemed sad about the wedding. He was crying, which might
Oh.
paint his words in a different light. Maybe instead of talking about what I did to Stradania, he was talking about what I did to Serena by being with Stradania. Maybe. I don't know if I told you, but he did, tried to listen in what was happening with me and Stradania. He was around the corner when I left,
Hmm.
having these weird accusations still. He did mention something like, do you know she had blue eyes before? Maybe trying to hint me at something. I don't know. He was just not willing to actually tell me, though. I guess now I know. And it's kind of fucked up. It's even worse experiencing it.
Man, are you okay now?
Conflicted. Very conflicted. Definitely want to free Serena. I think that is my duty. 1,000,000%. She kept telling me that she had to do it. There was a reason. She had no other way. And I just can't imagine a world in where there's ever a reason to kill your sister. I'm...
Other than taking the throne.
I don't know if that's reason enough. I don't think so. I don't. If she would tell me that, I would be embarrassed for her. I hope it's more than that. I'm just a little bit disappointed. Seems like she has not really learned anything from what happened back then. Lying to me like that.
Then let me ask you another question. Will you still going with that ring in your back?
Here's the thing. Raz just said to Daphne might be a good approach for now. Keep her happy. I think we've seen that her anger can be quite dangerous for all of us, especially for everyone else. And I don't want to be responsible for her deciding to, I don't know, burn Krezk down because, I got the information here and don't like her anymore. I don't want to be responsible for her, like, doing any of these horrible things to anyone. So, I don't think I can. It's my responsibility to make sure she doesn't do anything terrible. Probably have to confront it in some shape.
Every step we take, every conflict we have, she will know if it was us with that ring. She knew the vineyard was us. She even came looking for us.
Yes, I mean, if she checks in, I mean, I was thinking maybe I could be like, I have to let go of this gift for now because I can't. I need some distance from you right now, and it's everything a little bit difficult, and I hope you understand. I will give the ring back to Rahadis or something, and once I feel ready again, I'll come back. Something like that. She was willing to let me go beforehand. And if I just make it clear that I don't hate her, I think.
But now you know the truth is different.
She wanted me to learn the truth. She's aware. She sent me here, after all.
That is true, but I don't think the deal of letting you go is now on the table. It's gone.
Nah, I'm not talking about leaving the mist. More like I need some time for myself. You know? Like I did before. Just a little bit different now. I think I have to appeal to that side of her. Again, to avoid any terrible things happening, and from maybe making her less inclined in watching us. She might be totally crazy and insane and evil, but she did let me leave in the castle. She didn't have to. In fact, she was fighting against doing that. So maybe there's some way I can keep her, away from us and not angry.
Starbucks will just close her notebook. You don't know how she will react now. You can't think that everything will be fine just by talking.
I know, but I don't think I can just let it be like that. I think keeping her in this uncertainty while she thinks surely that I hate her, that at least is what she thought, that's what she told me, that I was gonna hate her. Which maybe I do, but I won't tell her that. I won't make it seem like that.
Mm.
If I do, then, it would be better than leaving her in the dark, thinking I hate her. Because that would just make her wanting to look out for us more, right? And I don't want to meet her in person, that seems too dangerous. But I could talk through the ring with her. I don't think she can do anything in that distance.
No, other than teleporting an entire vampire army in front of Krezk.
She could do that right now. No much difference. If I tell her, in fact, I think it's less likely that she does that. If I tell her that I don't hate her, that I just need some time to think, rearrange stuff, and just try to be around Barovia and help the people that need help. Trying to do my part, but without her for a bit.
In that case, I will gladly ask a second opinion. Looks at Sol. As an old Vistani, what is your thought about this? You've been following her all these years.
It's well, first off, my opinion in this matter when I was a Vistani is that while yes, I was the Vistani, I blindly followed her orders for the sake of just doing it. It doesn't really matter to me that much. It is surprising to know that she has a sister. Either way, I would think that her temper might have been a little slimmer and much more easier to. She gets angry much more easier around now. So, as of Vistani, as of now, my opinion didn't change at all. I only did the Vistani things because it's just something I have to do without any forethought of what I'm supposed to do. So, that's my opinion in the matters with that. Don't know how
Yeah.
it will be very helpful. So,
Wasn't meant to be the Empress of this place. Now, if this was meant to be, not even sure if it was her plan.
might have
I,
been.
for one, I value your guys' opinion, but I think I should talk to her. Either way, last time it prevented me from talking to her. I think I could have had her not turn Ismark into a vampire if I just would have talked to her back then. I listened to you guys back then to not talk to her, but I don't think I will now. But I'm willing to hear your opinions, of course, and I will wait for Daphne to come around and give hers. I'm sure she has a lot of stuff to do, and I mean, we'll also probably want to talk to Razius, and he seems at least to have a strong opinion on what's going on, so depending how much we trust him, we might have, an opinion there too. And then maybe I'll talk to her. To be fair, I mean, for now, it wouldn't make sense. Obviously, it could be that we're just being held off before we can go to the pool. I don't think she knows that I know yet, so give a little bit of time window.
In that part, I guess, as pretty much Daphne says since day one. Both me and Daphne are here. Daphne as bodyguard, in my case as an advisor. I don't deal much with people. I usually ended up in close reading. In that, I'll think, go as you please.
It's kind of fucked up. I think I just have to play the game a little bit longer. I mean, maybe we're even capable of getting to places faster if we want to. That way.
Using the teleport to go everywhere.
We've been, I'm not going to say abusing, but leaning on that. And
I d-
we shouldn't
yeah,
play with
I-
the flames.
I don't think it's a wise idea to keep using the
Probably
teleport.
not.
Fear we might overstay our welcome with it.
I just
And still
Yeah, but-
keep in mind that we still need to take that giant skull that is in the
exactly.
diner.
That's what I
Yeah.
was mentioning too. I feel like using the teleportation might be a good way to get into the castle too.
That is true, but we cannot overstay our welcome, as Saul said.
Yeah.
We will have our opportunity, and Starbucks will actually just stand up, go to her back, and pull out the scroll of holding. We still have this.
Maybe when I'm planning to give back the ring to someone like Rahadis, we have a time to go back to the castle for a moment. And, I can maybe get Rahadis to have to spar with me that I promised her. And you guys can get the skull.
There, I mean,
I'm still not sure where Rahadis is on all of this. I don't know if I told you that, but I did get a glimpse of something connected to Emmerich. She seemed to value him.
mm-hmm.
And when I talked about the bridge and said how he was kind, I got a similar pulse from her demeanor. Maybe she valued Emmerich for what he did in Barovia and who he was. I don't know if she probably always has been close to Stradania, but don't assume she was aware of what Stradania did necessarily, or what happened to her when she did what she did, Maybe she's not 100% happy. I don't know. I, in general, think there might be people that we can talk to that can help us. I mean, after all, Rahadis is not a vampire, right? So, I don't know.
I don't think so.
I mean, she doesn't have any fangs.
And
think
I
she-
didn't see any signs myself.
Is she bounded by her duty or something else?
I mean, she does mention her duty a lot. That's what she's
Is she
doing.
forced to? Do you think?
I think it's more like when you
Or
have a
she
good
had to?
friend and they do something terrible and that changes them completely. Maybe not completely, but changes them a lot. Makes them make very weird decisions, but you're still with them. Maybe something like that.
Or maybe with them because of fear.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't get that vibe. But I guess she's hard to read. I just think you would do less of your duty if you're scared, but she seems to do all of the duty, so I don't know. I mean, it definitely seems like Valentine is on Stradania's side by a lot, considering he got access to that blade that she used. Which now I'm very happy that it didn't actually hit me. Seems very deadly, even in the hands of someone like Valentine.
Out of character, the I think it was a vision from Leo. Did Leo told about Emeric holding the Onyx blade on the fourth assault?
No, we had the Sunblade, which is the vestige.
Mm.
We,
No,
we
yeah,
had
but on a vision, I think it was a vision. We have like Stradania and Emeric. Well, Stradania. In the fort with an Onyx blade. That I think. No, I think.
Argenvost might have
Yeah,
talked about that.
Yeah.
Yes, when he talked about what happened. I don't know
okay.
if there was any specific blade mentioned for that fight, but it would make sense. That Stradania had it.
Yeah.
I need to double check. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think so that they were
No, I didn't-
talk about
What
Any
sword she
other
was using.
blade than the Sunblade, or
Oh,
what
wait, there was a bullet?
specifically Stradania was using. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think necessarily, because it seems like an odd detail, because Argenvost probably does not necessarily know. Or if he did, he would have probably also said that to top of it. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly. We just know that she got this like wound that she should have died from, but then she came back and was fine.
Also, just to
Oh,
put
she
it in
fucking
reference,
pushed him off. She pushed the
so-
Evander off the map.
the mists rose during the
Jessica,
tumultuous
if they fall off the
events
map.
in the wedding. You've just learned from the vision. Argenvost fought with
If they
Stradania
fell off the map.
before the mists. And-
she already had the sword.
Maybe. No, we don't.
We don't know,
No,
right? Or-
and
oh.
and
She might have just gotten it after
you
that.
remember that Emeric
No, I haven't picked-
didn't recognize the sword that Stradania.
Yes,
Removes
that
the
is true. I
Summoned.
did. Yes, he did not recognize it.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, she did like fight Argenvost in order to get to the temple, right? So she probably got the sword there.
Indeed. She was barred from entering by Argenvost,
Yeah.
and that triggered the conflict between the two.
No, okay.
So I think that might be an avenue for us. Although obviously, getting the skull is
Getting the skull, and I don't know even if placing it or even before that would mean a complete, considering Stradania as a complete enemy.
Yeah, I mean, if it's the moment I give my ring away, we have a good chance of not being necessarily tracked. If we can convince Rahadis to, let us teleport by ourselves without, I mean, if she
Well-
does,
Question: does the ring know if you're holding it?
does the ring know if I'm holding it?
Yeah, does she know
I
that you're holding the
mean-
ring, or can it be like it's just an indicator that
Well,
Leo is
magic
here,
is
but
weird.
not exactly.
Directs checked it,
Yeah, the thing
and
is,
it had some divination on it.
It's divination, which was a tracker, and
Mhm.
also the message spell.
Yeah. And, the extent of the divination, I don't think if we 100% are sure, maybe there's like some sort of scrying possible through the ring. It's just divination.
So
Actually, she could probably, I don't know how powerful she is, but she could probably
tell if
spy
you're
on an
wearing it or
object,
not.
right?
Probably. probably. Because that's a thing.
Hmm.
Well, my thought process is that if in perhaps the chance that the ring wearer doesn't, it doesn't matter who wears the ring, it's just a matter of like it tracks where you are. I'm just thinking to put it on a raven and make it go to other direction of some sort, right? While we do the other stuff.
An option.
It, I
The
think,
problem is the moment we give the ring away, we already have to have the skull.
yes,
Unless we go through the front gates. Which is just a little bit scary.
yeah.
Possible, but a little bit, more obvious.
There, there's
Why would we come through the gate if we could just teleport there, especially even if we wanted to give back the ring? Why even go to the castle in the first place? What we want here, you know?
That's true. I think the skull is the one that will put everything into motion of what we want to do. That might
Yes.
either air quotations eliminate the countess or air quotations heal her. So
I mean, we know that dealing with this temple is a big thing that we might not be completely ready for. But, I mean, the moment
I think I know someone that might help us with that. Actually,
who? Wait,
if
you're
if the stories are true, the only mage there to survive the wrath of Stradania.
Mhm.
hmm.
Yeah. And I mean, we've got a lot of friends now, right? A lot of powerful
Maybe.
friends, even.
Maybe.
But do
Sure,
you
Ezzy would be
count?
up to help.
I don't know.
Keep in mind we have. Yes, we have Rickton, we have
Mhm.
Hesse, but I think we have Balaki and the village of Barovia against us.
Yes.
Well, I'm
If
not sure about
we
the village of Barovia, but
if Father Donavich is already a vampire,
yeah, but I'm saying the people of the village of Barovia,
they will side with her.
they just won't do things. I think in general, I'm not scared of Lady Wakta, of Laki, not even of Vistani.
Mm.
I'm scared of the
There's
vampires.
they still should be afraid of what they are. In a town that they are very afraid of magic.
Yes, they're barely
Her,
magic
her
themselves.
family have magic. And also, there's a pure magic essence on her shoulder that might be some gift from Stradania.
We've seen their capabilities. I mean, they were meager at best. I mean, you outshine all of them together.
But I'm one.
Well, I think if anyone were to advance on us, considering how fast we could put things in motion, I think the only one really meeting our speed would be vampires, if I'm perfectly honest.
So far, there's two key allies that we still need to get trust. One is, of course, Martikov family, which is already some trust with them. And then my second guess will be Arkenpost.
Mm.
Well, when we put back the skull, I think we have gotten his trust,
Yeah.
and
Trust
hopefully
passed,
his
but
army too.
not really his army. Remember that,
Well, he said if he's capable of reaching them, once he
yeah,
gets his form back.
but they are not thinking of killing the Countess. They are thinking of keeping her. here in the mist.
Yeah, but if Agamwast comes down the door and is like, "Nopers," then, they're gonna listen. Most of them will. Maybe not, what's this face? The leader currently. But
There's
Orngard. But,
another thing that we still kinda. I think we can still talk to Hagenpost. I only need to find the small larp and give them fire.
and we just have to be careful. I mean, going there is, with this ring, is definitely a little bit dangerous.
It's dangerous and still, but maybe I this even just thinking about it sounds crazy.
I think the main problem is
Me and Daphne going there.
I wouldn't do that, no. It's too dangerous to be not near me. I think the thing is, I mean, most of this decision will come down to what we'll keep learning. I mean, we've just begun, right? Razius is gonna have a lot of input. I mean, he seems to be around here for a while.
Yeah.
And we still have the questions with the Matiko family, and while we know what we need to quote unquote win, we don't really know what winning means yet, because just killing the Countess and then unleashing a bunch of vampires onto the world is a little bit flawed and not really a solution.
You mean a world already full of vampires?
Well, more are always worse, right? I mean, if that's the way we have to go, it's the way we have to go, but
Isn't wait?
maybe there's something like we can
So vampires
charge
live
the
by
power of the
sun,
sun into the castle, just burn.
Bird fire. No. In all
It's
seriousness,
kind of
it's
painful.
just the sun. It's just the sun. Yeah.
I just experienced being burned by the sun. It's pretty painful for vampires.
Okay.
Very, very much so.
So wouldn't just turning down the mist help, right? If we kill Sardania, I think the vampires will come along with if we bring down the mist.
Yeah, well, until it's night. But yeah, I mean, maybe there's some way.
We need to time it right. I don't know if we can time it right. That's the thing.
I don't know either. I don't know what their deals is. I mean, some of them are certainly on Shadania's side and will always be.
Those probably are the new ones.
That's true.
We don't know what they're, and it's not like the Protectorate can really help anyone here. Quite far away. Take a while.
Well, don't really count on the Protectorate on this.
That's fair. I was thinking maybe
There's still issues with the border with Meulen.
I don't know what's possible in this place. Agamos seemed to have pulled his form. Maybe there's. No, that's stupid. That's no.
I already said stupid thing already. Say it.
I mean, maybe there's some way to make Serena's voice be heard. I did hear her, and some part of her is still alive, her soul. Maybe there's some way of. Because maybe a lot of the vampires will listen. Like, even more than just here in Barovia. She was meant to be the true empress of all of the vampires.
I spent all my life studying magic. I never heard of someone bringing a soul back.
The soul's not gone, that's the thing. It's just trapped here.
And how do you think
Are you?
will you be able to make any? I still think that only you can hear it because you were Emmerich.
Probably. But maybe Argmvost has an idea. I mean, he certainly was able to even though he was diminishing, he was able to stay existing. I'm not saying it's a plan. I said it was stupid. Probably is. Probably just a dream goal of saving the whole world, which is a little bit out of reach.
Saving the whole world is a very difficult thing to do. Now, if you ask this question probably a couple of weeks ago, we'd probably say yeah. But now, I have to make the best of it.
Yeah, I think for now best is to just keep figuring things out. Talk to Razia's, talk to Mathematikovs. Maybe they're already, willing to help us out with the temple. Meanwhile, we could help.
Did we learn more about the floating stones other than there's something trapped inside and what the runes mean?
That Rin is also dealing with the one that it was in the south.
Yeah.
One of the Knight Apostles is going around one of them.
Yeah, each has one. I mean, we will check in with Ezzy and Rickton. They wanted to check in with the prisons. We still have the sentences, but it's hard to figure out what exactly that means.
I don't know why. I feel just very compelled to open it every time if I go near one. The only near one was being, the windmill, but it felt right to open it. I'm
Yeah, it's
saying
really-
it right now. So
I mean, there is a good question of what exactly the Knight Apostles, which are probably followers of the Father Knight, would want to keep in prison. Right? I don't think. I mean, they have certainly good connection with Sudania, don't get me wrong, but just their name suggests to me that they're more on for the Knight side, so if there would be
Yeah.
anything imprisoned,
then it's probably something that Father Knight doesn't want to open. Have as well.
around. Whether or not that's a good thing, it's another discussion entirely, but
Yeah. We need. There's probably some history books that talks about this.
we have 3 questions.
That's true. That's.
I mean,
one
after
of
we
them.
kind of figured out a lot with the wedding, it's not like... And maybe Razis can give us more intel. I mean, with 3 questions, I mean, we're kind of looking for the origin of where this is
The
coming
origin,
from,
yes.
where the blade and the mist and everything, where she got it, right? Which,
Remember that the questions are truthful questions that they know. They might
fair,
not
but I
know.
would assume there would be a Braven flying by in the battle against Argynvost, keeping a watch where she's going, and maybe see her come out different. Right?
Do you think that the miss is from a singular point? That we just need to destroy that point, and everything dies down.
Yeah. I guess the question what I saw exactly in my vision. Did it seem like it came from Stradania or like from all around, or is there something like that happened?
Yeah, or is it like is Stradania the one who's conjuring it out, or it's like Oliver? That's the question. I'm guessing.
Well, when Emmerich fell, he had flung himself off the balcony of Castle Ravenloft.
No, I don't.
Yeah, but he
I don't
looked
have
back.
any ammo.
Yeah, he
While
looked
the
up.
sun was...
He looked
Yeah.
up and saw Stradania reach down after him.
Yeah.
It did not come from Stradania herself, but it like crept in all around his vision, basically from the sides, and reached
Okay.
towards the mists. So it's not Stradania, but it's not like you could have seen in the
Who it was.
landscape of Barovia if it
Yeah,
came
yeah.
from somewhere specific.
I think
Okay. Then I'll relay that. be like, it didn't seem like it came from her necessarily. Just all around.
Oh god. And you see Sol just like muttering his face. It's just oh no.
We still need much more information than this.
I agree.
It's pretty much. I think we don't even have worth a paper of information. I will say.
Yes. And
it seems
I still
like
have
we
also the
only-
option to. I mean, now that it's out, there's no reason for her to not. For the Countess to not tell me some of her reasoning. It would just be natural for me to ask for that, since I was asking for it before. If I ever have a talk. So it's a future thing, of course.
It will be a great risk, but also
I don't know. I mean, she could just say no.
But now thinking objectively, I think she might expect you talking to her, asking.
Yeah.
That's actually true.
After all, she said she had to do it, so I don't know. I mean, obviously she's extremely unreliable, so any information we get would be taken with a grain of salt, with a lot of grains of salt. But it's still something down the road.
Right now, what I take is she's ruling a land that is not hers.
And that is dying. Strongly so.
I wonder why he's dying. And Starbucks just gets up and pretty much just like takes her bag and her notebook and pretty much goes outside.
All right. You need it from
Yeah.
fresh air.
Where are you?
It's a lot of things
Like,
to do.
Also, Starbucks, as soon as she's about to get out, she just puts the hood on to avoid getting seen.
There's a doom
I see. Smart. All right. That leaves Leo and Sol still down there in the basement.
Of course
You think so? Think it's a good idea? Killing the Countess?
Joining the Countess' side?
No, killing her.
Oh, killing her?
Mm-hmm.
I'm much. If you ask me like a couple of years ago, I would be much more hesitant. But once the veil is pulled back, I think killing her is, I think the best way. I mean, if there's a way to not do that, that would be great. But I don't see it at all.
Yeah. You know what that would mean, right? Fighting your family?
Yeah. Yeah. And you see soldiers from standing, sit down. Like in front of Leo. Like in the bed in front of Leo. He just sits down there.
I mean,
I
they're
don't
kind
know.
of your family still, but kind of not, right? It's a little bit weird.
Yeah, it is. Makes me think if I made the right decision.
Think you'd make the right decision?
I don't know.
Essie would definitely be proud of you.
It's very, very outlandish. For the first time in a party, I just felt a sudden coldness to the ones I used to know. That was for years. Me coming back and forth it was nothing but warm, but all of a sudden, like
Well,
have you
quite-
experienced it like that, Leo? When you were
I-
with your family?
I did actually. I did,
All
yeah.
right.
It. I did when there were times when I were clearly not wanting to do what my father wanted to do. There were times where it was very cold between us, where he take away stuff from me and try to, force me to do more learning, even though I didn't want to, and would make sure to have people watch me, and whenever we talked, he would just have a stern look and would always bring up the topic, no matter what it was about. It's very, very fucked up in a way. Usually, they think they know what's best for you, but they don't really. They don't know. They only know what's best for them. And, sometimes you have to go your own way and figure out to make them understand, and still think of them as of my father family, of course, even though I don't think he enjoys anything I'm doing at all.
Yeah. Uh, remember what Ezzy said about um the feeling that she got when you see her
Mhm.
very hesitant.
Yeah, I remember.
I could at the time I wasn't. It's so simple. Just go and talk to them, right? But now
Yeah,
I was like, oh, I get it.
yeah.
Uh,
I'll say to her, I said to you what I said to her, think you're a wonderful person. You're not just some weapon forged by Stradania, and that will make them understand.
yeah.
Can't do that.
I just hope that both of them. We're not gonna face both of them. uh,
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
you think about it that way. I mean, we know that there's something going on in sort of control over the Vistani. It's like the like what Lydia did with the Barolians. I think it's something not too dissimilar what Stradania is doing with the Vistani.
it's,
So
it's
if anything, we're trying to free them from being like, pulled to her and forced to,
it's
worship her.
it's an ancient promise. That's what who's the name? Who's the name again? The tarot reader. Tarot reader.
Lady, I
Madame
forgot it
Eva?
too. Madam Eva,
Madame Eva.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah. Sorry,
I
sorry,
just
sorry.
said
It's
it
been
to
long.
you before, but I forgot it as well.
Yeah. Um.
Bexxy.
Yeah. That's what Madame Eva told me. Like an ancient. It's like it's from an ancient promise of sorts.
Yeah.
S- I for my entire life, I never thought about these things. It's crazy.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
just
you never had to.
no.
You could have, you had the ability to just leave Barovia and just have fun. And it's not like you had any reason to think about it. And I think it's with a lot of other Vistani too. I mean, obviously not someone like Eon maybe, but or like Arigal, but there's a lot of, you know, Vistani that don't even had that ritual yet, or even when they took the ritual, they just, they had no reason to think it's bad and just took it.
I don't know. If I was a Vistan, I would have known them. I would have physically felt that they will be strangers. But no, during my time in the Vistani camp, it's just not there at all. Oh, I just hope that she hasn't drink the cup yet.
Ooh.
Oh no! And I see him like covering his face and rubbing it like on his forehead. Oh, oh dear. I don't think she drank it yet, but I just hope she hasn't yet. I don't want to fight her. I don't really want to.
Mm. What age is she?
She's younger than me. Remember her when we went to the Vistani camp
That
in
pool?
Serpol? Yeah.
Hmm.
Remember the one that with a book?
Oh, the one that was like,
Yeah.
you know,
She's she's
gotta.
yeah. Her name is Sophia.
Oh, she was cute.
Yeah.
You two seem to work well together.
Yeah. Me and her have been together for a very long time since we were kids. She puts up with my antics and I put up with hers. So
That's perfect, really. Well, if she's younger than you, then I don't think she has had the ritual yet, right?
the thing is probably I don't know if it's the same for everyone.
It's true.
Like it happened to me during this expedition, like during my age, but I do not know if it's gonna be the same as Sophia.
I don't really know either, but to me it seems reasonable that maybe when you come of a certain age, you're ready to be put under her wing, you're ready to be connected to her, bound by her. And before that, not, right? But I don't know how many
Yeah.
Vistani have said no, but I mean, we know Ezzy has.
Probably those that said no venture out into the
Hmm.
beyond Barovia.
Yeah.
I don't know. There are so many things to deal with.
I'm sure
Ah,
we'll meet Saphir again and you
yeah,
can
yeah, yeah,
talk with her
yeah.
about it
Yeah, if we're
in a not
going
too
back
revealing way.
to, yeah, if we're going back to the town of Velaki, I want to visit the Setful camp at least.
Hmm. Makes sense. Just have to be careful, you know. Not that's kind of, still our fault that Madame Eva is gone. Or, well, is she gone?
I
But
don't know. That was so weird.
I am wondering if maybe that has something to do with the pact. Maybe she has a
Oh,
special bind with the Countess,
wait,
and once
where did?
she talked about killing her, it got triggered.
So wait, so do you remember where she fly off to? Which direction?
I cannot tell you. I was very much disturbed way too much at that moment. It's not like
Does Soul
I've
remember?
seen that much gore
Bex?
before in my life, so
Does Soul remember? Because I remember specifically that Soul be like, "What the fuck is this thing?" and just stares at it until it disappears.
Yeah. Um,
Yes. Lifesteal?
yeah. From stepping out from the ruined tent of Madame Eva by the Seer pool, by that little lake, she flew over the river to the northeast.
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 Northeast from the
Serpool.
Serpul.
Stack or just
I think it flew
a stack of
northeast.
justice?
I think this direction. I think from Serpul.
be true. I can hardly remember that moment, to be honest, outside of her popping out.
Krezk, Krezk is northwest from.
No,
Simple.
northwest,
Yes.
northeast. All right, WE. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, yes,
northeast.
DB.
Yeah, okay. No, northeast. What was
Yeah,
on
we
the
don't really know
northeast?
there's not that
Oh,
much over there. We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Wasn't there like a wizard town? Wasn't
It's
there a
kind
rumor
of like
someone casting spells over there?
Okay, let's go to the
no,
map.
no. That's
Let's
somewhere
go
else.
to the map and
I think it's like around. That's like right to the castle, you know,
Yeah,
right of the castle,
like
kind
as in
of
towards the
direction.
castle. Yeah, I was thinking. So it was here. So northwest, probably around the castle. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, like Zarovich is okay.
It's
All
like
right.
it's okay, very, very well towards the castle.
Yeah,
Even more than I
okay.
thought. I thought it was more like this. But the
Yeah,
castle's
yeah,
even
yeah.
more right.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. I was like, huh. Probably.
By the
it's in
way, we now
castle.
walk to Krezk as well.
Yeah.
Right here.
We travel a lot.
Cool.
I'm just throwing bombs.
I mean, we're doing basically what a Vistani caravan would do. Just go
Yeah.
around Barovia.
Well,
yeah,
I
true.
think no
It's just clear.
Tani has ever been in Krezk before.
Yeah.
oh,
I don't
this
think
is
so
big.
either. Oh,
You're the only.
Spoilers.
All right, let's not keep
Yeah.
Styrex waiting for too long.
Yeah.
Just know that it's gonna be fine. We're gonna make them understand, and they can be as cold as they want right now. We're gonna try to not hurt any of them.
Yes.
We're probably a lot more powerful than them, so we can get away with sparing them, hopefully.
I don't know.
I don't want to hurt
Yeah.
them either.
Big boys.
They were quite the nice people.
They were.
They are.
They are. I just need power.
Oh my god.
I don't feel like I could do anything at all. I'm just
So
wondering about with you guys.
I mean, Nessie had the same fear, right? She's not sure if she can help us in this. She's not sure if she won't be able, if she will be able to control herself. But I think she will, and I think you will.
Hopefully. I was supposed to be the guy, but I think I'm already done being a guy.
I think you're a lot more than that.
Uh,
I could say,
eh,
I think you're a lot more than that. You're a good friend.
yeah, and I'll just reach out to give like a high five to Leo, and just like, yeah, I got this, and stands up and just packs his stuff and just head out. All
the
right,
left.
it's time to check on William. And I forgot the other name. Let's check. I'm gonna check William.
Joseph, wasn't it?
Joseph. Yep, I'm checking William Joseph. Just give me a
Well, William is dead.
sec. No, William.
You did that though.
He had a long life.
You did that
Oh,
before bed.
Yep, but he
Oh.
forgot. You know, he was drunk.
I did. Oh, fuck. I just see a rolling body of William. William.
Dude, I'm fucking spam. What the fuck?
Joseph is now only
I
child.
don't know. It's just my phone keeps vibrating constantly.
You do have Joseph left. But you step out.
Very annoying.
Eventually, you find Styrex, who've been having a small talk with Daphne, just a bit away from the Burgomaster's house. And Daphne looks at you both. And she says, there are you. Happy that you finally decided to get out of bed, Leo.
Yeah.
Yes, Styrex just filled me in. That's, wow.
Very normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot to think about for sure, and
Mhm,
a lot of more information to get. Did you find anything on your looking around?
That I did. Um, it's hard to see any tracks around the main thoroughfares of Krezk. This seems to be like a circle, and then like a little offshoot that leads to that strange pool.
Hmm.
But there's another offshoot that is right here, and she like points her finger behind and to the side, and you can see like a little path that curls around like the last house, and then starts to zigzag up the mountainside. Yeah, there's a lot of strange tracks there. Very strange.
How so? Like different animal kind of
Yes,
tracks? Or...
like a zoo of different animals.
That is strange.
And from what I understand, just quickly talking with the local here, it's up there where this abbot lives.
Oh boy. Seems like we're more than destined to go there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you feel ready.
I have to be, don't I? I'm sure it's going to be fine. I'm sure. I mean, if he is what I think he is, then it's going to be fine.
I agree. Can't be worse than last mentor we met, right?
Well,
Don't jinx it. But no, I don't think Razias would do something like that.
Alright, then let's follow that path.
Alright.
On our way.
Then together, you start walking up that path, zigzagging up the mountainside towards the mysterious abbey and the abbot. And with that, we go to the end of tonight's episode of Curse for the Torment! Yay!
Yay!